Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unsilencing Pakistan. Which is ironic because I feel really silenced behind this weird thing over here, so I'm just going to bend this way if that's okay with everybody, yeah? That's good? Okay, good. Guys and girls, today we're here for a very special tribute to Sabine Mahmud. Of course, you all know Sabine, don't you? Yes, of course. Okay, so we're here to pay special tribute to her. She was, of course, a patron of the arts and a wonderful person. And today, we're not here to mourn her death, absolutely not. We're here to celebrate her life the way she would like it celebrated, with performances across the arts, with some musical performances across all sorts of cultural boundaries. So, are you guys ready? Are you going to enjoy yourselves? Yeah. Okay, these guys are over here in the third row. What about the rest of you? Are you guys going to enjoy yourselves? Fantastic. Well, my name is Atif Nawaz. I'm going to be your host this evening. This event is being broadcast live on TVapex as well. So hello everybody who's watching at home, all 7 of you. So guys, we're going to have some fun. It's going to be good. It's going to be light-hearted. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're not here to mourn. We're not here to make frowny faces. We're here to make smiley faces. So on the count of 3, I want to see everybody's best smiley face, okay? 1, 2, 3, smiley face. Ladies and gentlemen, let me invite for you right now the first speaker of the evening, Ziad Zafar from the Sabine Mahmud Foundation.
Thank you all for being here. It's amazing to see so many of you here to celebrate Sabine in one of her favorite cities. I know she would be overwhelmed and humbled by your presence here. And you should probably say, if only so many of you showed up to our protests, you know, that would be something. You know, for those of you who don't know, Sabine was at, can you hear me now? Is that better? Sabine was at the forefront of practically every progressive movement that has taken root in Pakistan over the last decade, from the lawyers' movement against the military dictatorship of General Musharraf to the Lal Masjid campaign in recent months. Even when she wasn't visible, Sabine was ever present and, you know, a central point of contact for so many people in the movement. You know, the mothership, as Gibran Nasir calls her. She was also always there to register her protest against every horror, every atrocity, every unspeakable violation that has come to pass in Pakistan in all these years. Even when no one else was there, she was there in the blazing sun holding a placard. I won't go on much longer. I know the Oscar music will come on soon. But I just want to show you something to close. David, if we can have it up there. I think a day or two before she died, she sent me this. It's a verse from the Urdu poet and revolutionary Faiz Ahmed Faiz. She had it written out for me in calligraphy because of our shared fondness for the verse. It's a famous one in Urdu. Mataye loho kalam chin gaye to kya gham hai ke khoone dil mein daboli hain ungliyan maine ज़बां पर मोहर लग गई तो क्या कि हर हल्काए ज़ंजीर में रखती है ज़बां मैंने. So what if the pen has been snatched from me? I have dipped my fingers in the blood of my heart. So what if my mouth has been sealed? I have turned every link of my chain into a speaking tongue. And seeing you all here today, I can't help but think that each one of you is a speaking tongue in that chain. Please don't let them silence Sabine. Don't let them silence us. Please help us support Sabine's work. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage this time Aisha Siddiqa from the University of Oxford.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by saying how proud I am of Sabine. But let me also say how proud I am of my two friends, Anika Malik and Yasmin Whitaker Khan, who have, by putting their effort and by making sure that we all get together here and do this program on unsilencing Sabine, it is actually what Sabine would have wanted, the voice not to be silenced at all. We need to get together, we need to talk. And I think this is what Sabine was trying to do. I'll tell you how I know Sabine. I've probably met her twice in my life. The first time was in 2007 when my book came out, it was banned. My social life was cut to bare minimal. People wouldn't come to see me, and that was the time when Sabine invited me to her T2F to speak about it. She was the one who believed in people speaking. And, you know, for those who think that she probably went against the state of Pakistan, no, she didn't. I think, like a lot of us, she believed that let people speak, let them say, let them talk about their wounds. If the people in Pakistan, if the women in Balochistan, for instance, talk about their missing ones, their loved ones, you know, whose even dead bodies they can't find, let them talk about it. It doesn't weaken Pakistan. The conversation strengthens that country. So she didn't have any, she didn't have any anger. She didn't have a mission. She just wanted to free Pakistan. And she knew that to free Pakistan, you need to unsilence it, that she was doing. I think in unsilencing Pakistan, in unsilencing Sabine, is the strength of Pakistan and our society. Thank you so much.
Also, courtesy of TVapex, who are covering this event live right now, people are watching this, they're giving away a wireless Bluetooth sound system. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I gotta say, I feel a bit like Tariq Aziz from Nilamgarh, you know? It's like, aapke liye bhi. This next person is a person I always call, okay? She's a wonderful friend. She's from the Kismet Foundation. Please give it up for Sania Qureshi.
I've been given 3 minutes, so I feel like I'm on a speed date here. Sabine was a junior of mine at Kinnaid College, Lahore, which, if many of you don't know, is like a waiting room for girls to get married. So her first sort of induction to education was at this most prestigious institute where we were languishing at the canteen and learning how to thread each other's eyebrows. And once we escaped to pastures greener, we actually learned that life was far greener beyond that. But I'm slating Kinnaid, half of my family is here and they're from there, they're going to kill me later. But Sabine and I reconnected 4 years ago. We bumped into each other at a dinner party here in London. And that was about 3 years after she'd launched T2F. And she was telling me about exciting initiatives that she was doing in the States, that she was doing in Karachi. And many of you who are familiar, not so familiar with Karachi, it's probably part of the darker side of what is current day Pakistan. The melee of a fractured community, backdrop of fundamentalism, political strife, but within that you have some hugely incredible people working away in the back streets, off under the radar, some in front of the radar and in front on the firing line, and Sabine was very much one of those people. I urge you to be the modern day Musibat, which is what she often called the shenanigans we would contrive. Be the modern day Musibat, because we're all Shia, we're all Ahmadi, we're all Christian, we're all Hindu, we're all Balochi. Thank you.
लाज़िम है कि हम भी देखेंगे, हम देखेंगे। जो लोहे अज़ल में लिखा है हम देखेंगे।
Her unwavering commitment to women's empowerment led her to cast an objective eye over situations which would scupper impartiality in most people, and that is part of what made her so special. I want to talk about the inspiration she continues to provide to activists who are protecting the rights of Pakistani heritage women, both in Pakistan and the diaspora. Recently, schools in Pakistan celebrated an anti-Malala Day. As my associate, the ex-Muslim activist Alishba Zarmeen put it, the All-Pakistan Private Schools Federation didn't see fit to hold an anti-Taliban day, anti-rape day, anti-child marriage day, anti-blasphemy law day, anti-bigotry against minorities day, anti-racism day, or anti-terrorism day. The result of ceding political ground to fundamentalists and their enablers is that genuine equality advocates like Sabine, like Malala Yousafzai, are dismissed as treacherous or end up becoming fodder for the wildest conspiracy theorists. Those who lose out are, as always, the women and men from all backgrounds and in all countries who have no voice. Thank you.
Moving now forward, let's have somebody else, another human rights activist coming up here to speak. Please welcome Ali Dayan Hassan.
Thank you. I do a lot of public speaking, but this is perhaps one of the more difficult things I'm doing. I knew Sabine long before she was a person, when she was somebody's child. I first knew her as her mother's daughter. At some point, I think it was when she got to college and was about 18, I registered her as a person. Frankly, I must admit that I found her to be an IT geek, pretty boring person as far as I was concerned. And it was the slow process of seeing her and knowing her over the years that indicated to me how she was a study in how people grow, mature, and become beautiful. She was a study in beauty in action. And it was the kind of beauty that grew on you quietly, softly, unobtrusively. And therefore, I generally write, I'm a human rights activist. It's a fairly boring term. It describes me. It does not describe Sabine. Sabine grew into a romantic. She was a humanist. Her life was about being a person who created a space for culture, for music, for dialogue, for conversation, for ideas. She came, I want to emphasize to you, because this is important, Sabine did not come from any place of privilege. Her life, her achievement, her death is all actually quintessentially about the city that she came from.
I don't know how to tell the story of my friendship with Sabine. Stories have beginnings. But Sabine and I met in the kindergarten playground so early on that I have no memory of first meetings. When I try to find the earliest memory, my brain sends back an error message. She was always there, and we were always friends. Never the closest of friends, but never less than friends. When she was murdered, the people I most wanted to hear from were those who had similarly known her forever, but who, unlike me, had been her closest friends. I wanted to hear from the people who knew the whole story of how Sabine went from being that girl in the schoolyard to someone who the whole world celebrates. So I wrote to a few of those oldest friends to ask them about their Sabine. And when I got the responses, what quickly became obvious, which was something I already knew really, was that Sabine was always Sabine. Her friend Farah Said said, "There's one thing about her that always stood out, head and shoulders above the rest of us. That was her passion. Whether it was for U2, computer science, softball, Jim Morrison, or hatred for a teacher, for the system, for an institution, her passion was contagious. She had a way of sucking you into it and making you believe it was your own cause too. That was Sab for me."
Isn't it a wonderful thing to live a life with great courage and to die leaving behind everlasting fame? These words from the life of Alexander the Great were once said to me by Sabine. Little did either of us know that her wish would come true, and this would become the legacy of Sabine Mahmud. Ladies and gentlemen, in Pakistan today, there is one very dominant, state-sponsored, hyper-nationalist narrative that dominates the marketplace of ideas. It is 30 years in the making, and it goes something like this, that our country is beset by external enemies who seek to destroy the country, that all the terrorism, all the genocide of minorities, all the various separatist movements, including the Balochistan separatist movement, is engineered by these foreign elements. So you can see that very surgically and very carefully, any element of personal responsibility or any scope for self-reflection is very carefully removed from this narrative. It goes further to say that the Pakistan Army is the sole defender, not only of our borders, but also of our ideological frontiers.
I know what I said was heat of the moment, but there's a little truth in between the words we've spoken. It's a little late now to fix a heart that's broken. Please don't ask me where I'm going, 'cause I don't know. No, I don't know anymore. It used to feel like heaven. It used to feel like May. I used to hear those violins playing heartstrings like a symphony, but now they've gone away. Nobody wants to face the truth, but you won't believe what love can do till it happens to you. Till it happens to you.
दीवारें ऊंची है, गलियां हैं तंग, लंबी डगर है पर हिम्मत है संग। पाँव पिछाले हैं सांसें बुलंद, लड़ने चली हूँ आजादी की जंग। बेखौफ आजाद है जीना मुझे, बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे, बेखौफ आजाद है जीना मुझे, बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे। आवाज दबंग बेखौफ आजाद है कहना मुझे बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे बेखौफ आजाद है कहना मुझे बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे छोटे जिस्म पर मरहम उमंग लाश नहीं हूँ मन जिंदा पतंग दिल में उम्मीदें और खुशियों के रंग हर आंसू बनेगा एक नई तरंग हाँ बेखौफ आजाद है बहना मुझे बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे बेखौफ आजाद है बहना मुझे बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे दीवारें ऊंची है गलियां है तंग लंबी डगर है पर हिम्मत है संग पाँवों पे छाले है सांसें बुलंद लड़ने चली हूँ आजादी की जंग बेखौफ आजाद है जीना मुझे बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे बेखौफ आजाद है जीना मुझे बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे
When I think of Sabine, I'm filled with pride at the way she led her life. She lived on her own terms, but she was always very mindful of not infringing on the rights of others as she went about doing what it was she believed she should be doing. She had a very generous spirit, and I keep finding out more now about what she meant to different people. I hear from people from such a diverse range of backgrounds in what I read on social media as to how special she was to so many people. One of the things that was very special about her was that she listened very intently. She listened to what people were saying, and she encouraged them to follow their dreams, to do what it was they believed in. And listening is not such a simple thing these days, is it? Because we really have forgotten how to listen well. But that was the magic of Sabine, that she listened and she encouraged, and people felt empowered that, yeah, they could do this. Please help us to keep the doors of T2F open, and remember to sign up on our website so that we can keep you abreast about what's going on at the Sabeen Mahmud Foundation. Along with all the serious issues that Sabine engaged with, I'd like to remind you that she was also about love and joy and laughter. So tonight, please don't forget to laugh and to dream out loud. That would be the best tribute you could pay to Sabine. Thank you again for being here tonight.
That was, of course, Mehnaz Mahmud, everybody, who is Sabine's mum, of course. Nice to hear from her as well on this occasion. We're all together, we're enjoying ourselves. Well, I got to know this next speaker on Twitter. I say got to know, it was very much a one-way relationship. I know who he is, he has no idea who I am. But he's absolutely fantastic. I dare say he knows a lot more about Pakistan, a lot of Pakistanis in the house. Please give it up from the New York Times, Declan Walsh.
Good evening. There's been so many beautiful, eloquent tributes to Sabine here tonight that I'm actually not going to speak about her. I knew her tangentially through my work. But what I prefer to do is just say a few words, give a few thoughts about freedom of speech and free speech in Pakistan as I've seen it. over the time I've been working in the country. I came to Pakistan in 2004, and I remember one of the first things that struck me about the country was the vibrancy, particularly of free speech and of the press. You know, it's important to remember now that at the time this was a country that was under military rule. Pervez Musharraf was in charge. And what really struck me, I remember, firstly with the newspapers, that, you know, the coverage was comprehensive, and that people dared to say things that I didn't think would be possible. And then, of course, this was a period when the TV channels were coming along. They had just been liberalized a couple of years before. And, you know, I remember the first time I went to Geo, they had a political satire program. And later that year, in 2007, they helped to overthrow Pervez Musharraf by publicizing the street protests and so on. You know, the red lines that I spoke about, it seems to me, in Pakistan are coming closer and closer into all of us who are in the business of speaking out or attempting to speak the truth. And the space from which one can speak is becoming smaller and smaller consequently. And soon it seems to me that the red lines will be so tightly drawn around the people in Pakistan who wish to speak the truth that they will no longer be able to stand. And the fact that Sabeen Mahmud no longer stands is a testament to that. Thank you.
For me, Sabeen Mahmud is a martyr for free speech. And silencing her is a reminder for all challenges all human rights defenders and friends are facing in Pakistan today. Silencing people by killing is, for me and other people, is an alarming form of censorship and a curb on freedom of expression. We need to go back on very basic forms of censorship before it's too late. For example, web censorship, surveillance, and filtering. When I know that I'm being watched, like right now, I feel a little nervous. I think twice what I'm going to talk about. And when I know this surveillance or I'm being watched by someone who I know, then it makes me more uncomfortable. And through surveillance, that particular someone makes sure that what I believe in and share with my friends, my family, or the outside world on my social networks, Twitter, Facebook, my website, and other social networks, they make sure they censor it by blocking it. It frightens me. And that's what they're doing right now. They are particularly attacking women activists, journalists, and specific individuals. They have troll armies, they have cluster of people who attack just to control them and to silence them. The culture of fear has now sort of penetrated into journalists and human rights defenders and women. And mind you, surveillance is not always done by the state. There are also non-state actors who are watching.
डाची वालिया मोड़ मुहार वे है डाची वालिया मोड़ मुहार वे हो नैना वाले अले चलना
when you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will
dry them up. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down.
As you can see, I look very similar to Annie, so it's understandable why there was confusion earlier. It takes a special kind of bravery to be a dissenting voice at any time. But it takes an especial kind of courage to stick your head above the parapet in the knowledge that you may be attacked and even killed for doing so. Index on Censorship is a UK-based freedom of expression organisation that has been publishing and promoting the works of writers, artists and activists who do just that, who stick their head above the parapet, for over 43 years. And for as long as people try to silence the incredible work of individuals like Sabine Mahmud, we will continue to do so. We will continue to publish, and we will continue to talk, and to sing, and to shout. And as Mahmud urged us to do in the video we saw earlier, we will continue to listen. That's such important quality, and a quality that you've all been evincing this evening, to listen well and to dream out loud. Index views itself as just one of the links in the chain of speaking tongues that Ziad spoke of so movingly in his introductory remarks. And it's been our immense privilege to work with Yasmin and Anika to be one of those links to bring you this event this evening. And if this evening has inspired you to do anything, I hope it will inspire you to be one of those links too. Thank you.
रास्ता आए ले जाए इतनी सी इल्तिजा ये मेरी समानत है तू मेरी अमानत है मुझको इरादे दे कसमें दे वादे दे मेरी दुआओं के इशारों को सहारे दे दिल को ठिकाने दे ना ये बहाने दे ख्वाबों की बारिशों को मौसम के पैमाने दे अपने करम की करदाए कर दे इधर भी तो निगाहे सुन रहा है ना तू रो रही हूँ मैं सुन रहा है ना तू क्यों रो रही हूँ मैं.
Okay, so I founded Peace Nation non-profit organization in 2007, and it was born out of a frustration with the education system, with traditional schooling, having been a bit of a victim of formal education. I felt strongly that we needed a community space in Karachi, a place where people could come together and we would have talks and screenings and poetry readings and plays and open mics and comedy, etc. In a comfortable, informal environment. You have a lot of non-profits working on issues. I started thinking about what would be the way to get people to come. right? So if you tell someone, oh, I've set up an NGO, please come check it out, who's going to show up, right? So I thought that a cafe and a bookshop and an art space and an event space would be the right kind of setting to talk about critical issues and to do all the things that I just talked about. I call myself a postmodern hippie. I grew up extremely fascinated and inspired by the 1960s. And, so the whole idea of giving peace a chance and world peace and so on, and I said, obviously, that is not practical. So, but what is it that an individual can do? Hence the name, a niche for peace. Karachi is a crazy, chaotic, fragmented city, and I wanted that there should be a space where people can walk in and feel calmer. At least 3 times a week there will be an event. It could be a poetry reading, it could be stand-up comedy, it could be a discussion on a critical issue. We also have a lot of regular Urdu-oriented programming, and those sessions are recorded and made available on Vimeo and also as CDs and DVDs that we sell. We have a project called Rahnuma, which is a website, which is a one-stop resource for women undergoing sexual abuse. Our core missions is intellectual poverty alleviation. So when we talk about the youth being the future of Pakistan, the education system per se, I think, is a dismal failure, and it doesn't nurture creativity, and therefore, and it isn't. It's very rote learning based, right? So we were creating legions of kids who are good at taking tests and exams, and not necessarily aren't necessarily producing critical thinkers.
ओ जन्नत मैंने किस काम दी वे जिथे तू नजर ना आवे ओ दोज़ख मैनू लख बहिश्ता ओ दोज़ख मैनू लख बहिश्ता वे जिथे तू आवे ते जावे मैं किनो आखा तेरे देव छोड़े दाहरने मायने मैं किन मायने मैं किनो आखा तेरे देव छोड़े दाहरने मायने मैं किनो आखा Nene sa da 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 nene sa nene sa nene sa nene sa ni da pa da ma pa ga ma da 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 ni 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 da 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 ni ni da 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 ni da da pa pa ma ma ga ga da 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 ni da da pa दुखां दी रोटी ते 16 दा सालने ਦੁੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਦੁੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਤੇ 16 ਦਾ ਸਾਲਣ ਆਹੀ ਦਾ ਬਾਲਣ ਬਾਲ ਦੇ ਮਾਏ ਨੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਨੂੰ ਦਰਦ ਵਿਛੋੜੇ ਦਾਲ ਨੇ ਮਾਏ ਹੈ।
Please welcome Yasmin Vitukar Khan and Anika Malik. Yeah, use it.
I don't need that mic.
What?
What? Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming to this event. Couldn't have done it without Anika, Dr. Aisha, Annie, Index. There's so many people that have given so much. There's a number of things I want to get through to. I'm aware that we're running out of time, so just bear with me. I'm going to be quick as possible. So if I speak really speedily, that's because I have to. One of the things that I get called on a regular basis is BBC. Now that's a new term, and I don't know if you know about it, but it's called British Born and Confused. But also, what's going on in Pakistan doesn't even touch the borders of what we've got here. And we go back to Pakistan, we buy clothes there, we do shopping, we listen to music. Look at that amazing Ustad Ji who's given us his time, all these people that have given their time. Now what you guys need to do, and I know I sound like I'm preaching, but you need to invest that time back into Pakistan as well. You give your money, you buy your properties, you buy your businesses. Now give some time to the likes of Sabine, who gave her life for freedom of human rights, and celebrate the arts and culture of Pakistan and the confused Pakistanis who celebrate it with you.
So I'm here to thank everyone here, especially I'll start with Index, because without their support this would have not been possible, and especially David somewhere there, he's still collecting stuff. Hi David!
David's never going to speak to us again, you mean?
Yes.
The stress the Pakistanis
David is there. Say hi to David. He's worked really hard with us on this. Well done, David. Thank you so much. And secondly, Conway Hall, because they've given us this space. And of course, Yasmin, because she's put so much effort into it. When I was, oh sorry, Jodi's sitting here. Index.
The artist put so much into it.
Yes, all of us did put a lot of effort into it. And thank you so much for coming here tonight, because without your support, this would have not been possible. So many people have supported us. For artists, the tweeting, and from Pakistan, there's a lot of support. People need forums like this so we can all gather here and have an intellectual discourse. And this was what Sabine was about. I went to T2F Cafe and we had a session there, and that's how I knew Sabine. And every time I look at her picture, I can't tell you how much pain is inside. But once again, I won't take more time. Thank you to all the artists. Thank you, you guys were wonderful. Everybody loved your performances. And they loved, Atif can speak for himself. I'm not going to speak for Atif. And the volunteers, thank you so much, all of you guys.
So Index on Censorship was delighted to be part of this evening. It was an amazing evening of celebration. We had music, we had dance, we had comedy, which I think was a fitting tribute to a woman who championed the arts and the ability to have freedom of expression throughout her life, and we were honoured to be part of it.
Thank you TVapex for supporting us so much. This event has been a major triumph for us. With the support of Anika and Index on Censorship and all the other Pakistani representatives here today, as well as Declan Walsh, Dr. Aisha Siddiqa, Shanta Sir, this event wouldn't have been possible. Now, the reason why we organised this event was to have a say about all the Sabines who have been killed for their fight for human rights in Pakistan. We as British Pakistanis need to take some responsibility over the troubles and the challenges Pakistan faces, and delivering human rights in Pakistan is our responsibility as well.
My name is Anika Malik, and I was one of the organizers for today's Sabine tribute. And we planned this straight after Sabine's very tragic and sad murder. And we wanted to do a 3 months anniversary so we can keep the thought and memory of Sabine going, and the work she's been doing. And now that Sabine Foundation has been set up, so we wanted to promote that and encourage and let people know that the second floor cafe is still operating, and please donate generously to that. So that was the remit of this event today.
Hello, my name is Sanam Hassan, and we are at the Sabine Mahmud Memorial event here in London. This has been a fantastic evening celebrating Sabine's life, her work, her passion, her energy, and how she inspired so many people in so many different areas.
Sabine was a friend and a mentor of sorts to me. This event really means a lot. To have such an event, remembering her in spirit in London is really, really awesome. And I'm really, really glad that we did this. Thank you.